So today we are talking about Jay-Z not being willing to give his cousin 4,800. We're just gonna round it off. $5,000. It's a big discussion going on the internet because of this tweet on Facebook, Twitter, all types of shit. Let's listen.
From that space.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you'll have people that where you come from, if you behave in a certain manner, that ain't it's not accustomed to where they are, right? Some people haven't evolved past 16. They still stuck in that place, but you evolving every year. So that may be a threat to them. Subconsciously or consciously, Kev acting funny because blah, blah, blah. You have to navigate that. You have cousins. You got to go home for Thanksgiving and people are talking to you like Kevin Hart. And you going home for solace. You want family.
You're going home for peace of mind.
You're going home for peace of mind.
And they don't give you that
and your
because
cousins,
you're not
your cousins in your grandma's living room saying, "Yo, man, I got this play. I wanna if you just give me, you know what I mean? 4,800, I could make you 2 million." You like it don't work like that, man. But you got to explain to him like life isn't like that. Money isn't free, and no one's giving out opportunities. If it sounds too good to be true, it's really. And then he like, "Oh, you don't believe in my dreams."
So listen, I just gave you that so you can have full context because people say the context is missing. Some people say that. That's irrelevant. So as far as all the things he says about him seeking solace and going with family, all of that is irrelevant to the conversation because nobody is disputing, that he should be able to chill when he goes to family events and get away from all the Jay-Z shit. He should be able to be Sean Carter, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody's talking about that. That's not what the debate is about. It's barely a debate. It's really one-sided. Most people have the same opinion, and the opinion is, I agree with him. It's his money. He should be able to do what he wants, blah, blah, blah. Like, just look at these World Star comments. It's his money. Maybe he doesn't like his cousin. Why does he need to give anyone handouts? I see it as if you can't hustle 4,800. Why should I even trust you? A real hustler, whatever. So, 48K is something that need to be learned. It's like, bro, I'm going to go over a few things because you can find anywhere you go to look, you could go and find a tweet or you could look at World Star, you could look at Instagram, whatever. You're going to see a lot of the same comments and they're in alignment with these comments. So I'm going to talk about a few things. The first thing I'm going to do is put this into perspective for you. For the sake of the math in the video, we're rounding off the 4,800 to 5,000. $5,000 is 0.0005% of 1 billion. Now you might be looking like, oh, well, I don't got a billion. What is the math on that for what I make? This is the fucking math right here. How much is 0.0005% of 100,000? Meaning if you make $100,000 per year, 6 figures, you just made the 6-figure club. What is that to you? That is 50 cents. That is 50 cents. So when you put that into perspective, you don't make $100,000 9 times out of 10 if you're listening to this. 9 times out of 10, and I say that because the majority of the population doesn't make $100,000. So at the wage you make right now, if your cousin, a family member, comes and asks you for 50 cents, do you have to see their business plan? Do you have to have a conversation about it? Do you have to tell them money isn't free for 50 cents? No, it shouldn't even be a conversation. You don't owe me back. That is extremely petty. And if you want to be like that about your money, I'm not going to hold you. I'm not even going to hold no punches. You're a fucking weirdo. Let me just get that. If you, like, dog, I've given bums on the street chicken, $1, countless times. And this is one thing, we'll just get this out the way. There's a narrative, well, if you give them the money, they going to keep coming back and say, like, bruh, you shouldn't have a problem saying no if that's the case. If it gets annoying and they keep coming back to you, that's what you do. I've done that to bums on the street where I'm working. They be out there. I come out and it's like, here you go, here you go. By the umpteenth time, it's like, bruh, I don't got it. I don't got it, bruh. Or I'm not about to give you this. Like, I done gave you 50 cents a bunch of times. I'm tired of giving you money. Whatever I got to say, it's over. We cut it off there. But then you think like this. So that's 50 cents. That's such a small amount of your wealth because we're talking about you right now. When we get back into that billionaire pocket, some of y'all think, well, you know, $5,000, that's actually more than 50 cents, Mello. That's way more than 50 cents. You know, even if I'm a billionaire, $5,000, you know, is that, you know, that's not something to just give away like 50 cents, even though it's nothing to me, even though it doesn't affect me at all, even though I make that in my fucking sleep. Well, this is my issue with that. If you feel like $5,000 is significant money, then just fucking say that. Don't say that it don't work like that. Business is business, et cetera, et cetera. Just keep it 1,000 and say 5,000 is a significant amount of money to me and I am not comfortable giving it away. Don't give me the bullshit about I need to see your business plan and all that shit. Just say 5,000 is a lot of money and I need a good reason to give it to you. And I don't think this reason is good enough. But this is the thing that kills me. That's a billionaire. You niggas, again, most of you, some of you may make over six figures, but most of you don't make over six figures. But there's a popular narrative on social media that 10K ain't no money. The $10,000 is not shit. 10K, I'm going to read you this comment and I might read a few more, but I'm going to post way more than this. On some real shit, 10K ain't shit. When you got real bills, that little money be gone real quick. But if you let 10K work for you, it could turn into some real bread. 10K ain't shit. Here's another post. Never let your bank account get under $10,000 again. It's a viral post. The share says having 10K in a bank or savings is the real problem. Now you're thinking, oh yeah, because you should have the cash liquid or something, right? You should have it in a safe. Wrong. 10K ain't no money, but it's a good start. 10K ain't no money. Now this narrative didn't start yesterday. It is not a new narrative, but I've seen it for the past 3 years. And you can see all the contents and tweets and Facebook posts I'm putting on your screen. So the thing that puzzles me with all of this is how this is such a small percentage of a billionaire's wealth, to the point that you would think it would be extremely insignificant to even worry about this amount of money being shelled out from a billionaire to a family member. You would think that. But there is so much agreeance with what he's saying and so much pushback to what I'm saying from people who perpetuate the narrative that $10,000 is not no money. So if 10,000 is not money to your regular ass, what the fuck is 5,000 to a fucking billionaire? And why does there need to be a conversation about this as far as giving the cousin the money? Especially when we put it into perspective, it's like 50 cents to a person who makes 100,000. So when you look at everything that I said, I'm very puzzled because it's very contradictory when you talk about the people who are pushing this narrative that, you know, we got to have a conversation about $5,000, specifically $4,800, but $5,000 to your cousin who actually wants it for a cause, a business. He's not just asking for this for a shopping spree. It's insane when you put all the pieces together. But let's go back a little bit. You can see in one of the screenshots that somebody actually mentioned this on one of the Jay-Z posts. But let's talk about something else when it comes to the general consensus narratives. So this is what makes it real funny to me. And we just got to keep it 500,000. I don't personally have no hate towards Diddy or nothing like that. But we've all heard the narratives about how Diddy fucked them dudes in their contracts and stuff like that. That's why the whole news that he let them out their contracts and stuff or gave them their publishing back, you know, in 2023 instead of selling it for hundreds of millions. You know, it's a reason that that's in the news and why it's got the publicity it is, because it helps change the image of what he did. You remember when the Locks went on the radio and they had to add a whole campaign because they wasn't getting a publishing, they wasn't getting no royalties from the records that they did on Bad Boy and even some of their other shit. So with all of that being said, you see the narrative that when it comes to business, as far as the music business, Diddy didn't do his artists well. He didn't do right by his artists. He was shiesty. He was a slime ball, etc., etc. That narrative has been perpetuated since before the internet. And this is the thing about that narrative. You don't see a pushback on that narrative. So within the past few years, Craig Mack and Black Rob have passed. Those are both Bad Boy artists. They passed from illnesses and things of that nature. And I tell you this, when Black Rob died, or when he was on, when he was in critical condition, whatever the case may have been, people were not just saying the things I'm about to say on social media and just posts that they throw out there. They were going to Diddy's Twitter and Instagram saying that he should pay for Black Rob's, surgeries or whatever he had going on, and that he should also pay for his funeral. They were sending that directly at him so he could see it. Why were they saying that? Why did they feel compelled to go and tell Diddy that he should do that? They felt compelled because he did bad business with them 20, 25 years ago. They felt compelled, and this is not Diddy's cousin. This is not Diddy's family member. This is somebody that he just did business with 20 years ago. And even then, let's be honest, the royalties was not going to be ringing in so much money that it would just be, oh man, his life would be completely different. When you look at most rappers in general, especially from the time frame where record labels controlled everything and there was no way to get your shit popping after the label dropped you and there was no internet, no mixtape era, no nothing. Most of those rappers, regardless what situation they had, are not doing the best financially now. And even outside of that, the records are not getting played all like that. And Spotify has definitely rejuvenated some income for people and stuff like that. You know, the whole streaming, paying for streaming when that came into play. But with that being said, we don't got to keep it 500,000, but I will keep it 500,000 for you. And I won't go too deep. When it comes to Diddy and his artists, these artists signed the deal. They had an opportunity. I've listened to stories about people who have seen the deal from Diddy, ran it past somebody, and then producer specifically, and said he flipped on him. He said, this is bullshit. There ain't no way I'm fucking signing this. This is a bullshit deal. And Diddy just brushed it off and went out with him after, because business is business. Business and friendship is not the same thing, and it just is what it is. So when it comes down to it, that's the business they agreed to. That's the business that was carried out. Could it have been predatory and immoral? Yes. And I can understand people, advocating for him to get his shit back or advocating for him to get some of the money that he missed out on and stuff like that. But if we are talking business, that's the business they signed up for. So it is what it is. You got to deal with it. Tough apples, all that shit. Now, I could get more into it, and only reason I have to paint it like that is because when you look at Diddy, everybody can agree unanimously that he's wrong, and they feel compelled over business to tell him to pay for funerals and stuff like that. But when it comes to Hove in general, people act like he doesn't have the track record that he has. I'm not about to go deep on that. That is a video for another day. But if you look at everything from him pretty much snaking Dame Dash, if you listen to Dame Dash's account of shit, he got snaked, all the way up to him telling Jermaine Dupri to not take the job for the black cause and all that shit, but taking the same job that he told Jermaine Dupri. But see, this is the thing about those two things. People will see the wrong shit that Jay-Z does and justify it because they love him, because they love the music, they love the swag, they are super in love with this nigga. So Jay-Z can do no wrong. Hove can do no wrong. So when we get to this $5,000 shit for a cousin, now everybody is so understanding. But when we get to everything Jay-Z does wrong, everybody is so understanding. That's one thing that's funny to me. How much energy people have towards people like Diddy. I remember when Kanye bought a hologram of Kim Kardashian's dad for her birthday. So many people on Twitter had negative shit to say about how they could have used that money to save the whole Africa or whatever the fuck. People always got this inclination when it comes to other people to tell them what to do with their money and the right shit to do. But when it come to Hove doing fucked up shit, it's all good every time. And even with this, niggas now is, why y'all worried about what niggas doing with their money? Why you what? Y'all motherfuckers was the ones telling Kanye he need to save Africa when he bought that fucking hologram. Fuck out of here. So you peeped everything that I went over. And this is not so much, even though I mentioned Hove and Diddy, what this video is really about is the people. Because there could be other factors in the Jay-Z situation as far as the 4,800 and stuff like that we're not aware of. There could be other factors because just like he could not like that cousin also could be somebody he likes and never asked him for nothing in his life. And this could be the first time he asked for anything. We don't know any of that. Or the cousin could be a leech and he's giving him a lot. We don't know any of that. I want to talk about the people because you see how I mentioned the narratives with Hove that they love to just support anything that he does, no matter how immoral it is. They love to justify the wrong that he does. But then the contradiction comes with the Diddy shit when, they want to get in Diddy's mentions to tell him he owes somebody something, even though they haven't seen the deal or anything like that. You then have the whole 5%, like 0.0005%, it being such an insignificant amount of money. But you got to see the business, but we got to see the vision. I'm not just giving you this money, but $10,000 ain't shit. So you see all of this. And this is something that's been going on as far as the Jay-Z shit for about 3-4 days. And I'm glad, because I was going to make a video about it the day that it dropped, but I'm glad I let it marinate, because what I have really come to discover is that people are truly greedy. And I know that might be like a limiting belief. That might be something to where, like, if you believe it, then, you manifest it and that's what you see, all that bullshit. But if you just look at the things people say, we are talking about 0.0005% of your net worth. Objectively, objectively, objectively. When it comes to $1 billion, and again, he's worth 2.5, not saying that's what he has on hand, but hey, that's what he spent, whatever, we're not getting into the technical. That is an extremely insignificant amount of money as far as $1 billion. You could eat for 2 months off of that. And I'm not talking about, oh, you could pay your rent. I'm talking about just food. Even with the inflation that we have now, you can at least eat for 2 months off that $5,000. And if you're telling me that you are spending more than $5,000 on groceries in fucking 2 months and you don't have like 5 kids, just log off. Don't ever watch my channel again, because you're full of shit. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. Don't even, like, you. If you don't live in Dubai or some shit like that, and they not gouging you for, like, fuck out of here. You're not spending $5,000 in 2 months on food as far as a necessity. But to me, the way I personally look at this, and this is getting past the objective, this is me getting past all the other shit. You know, you could disagree with this. Feel free. I don't care. This shows the true greed and shystiness of people. This is hilarious to me because I'll see niggas say shit like, and this is a popular narrative, black people need to be on code. We need to do like the Mexicans, and we need to do like the Asians. We need to do like the Arabs. We need to pool together our money as families, intermingle families, start a business, start multiple businesses. Once those 2 businesses get going, we take the money from those. You know, fucking Abdul gives the money to Chachi. Chachi starts another business in another place, and and that's how they do it. That's how they do it. And they get they people to come from other countries, and that's how come they got more than us. That's how come they own everything in the hood. And that's how come black people can't do nothing, because literally, I had the Jay-Z conversation with a set of people the day before, and then everybody agreed that Jay-Z shouldn't shell out this money, and that niggas need a fucking 4-ring binder with a business plan and a PowerPoint to get that 4,800 from you as a billionaire, from those individuals if they were billionaires and shit. One of those same people, the next day, not even a full 24 hours after that discussion, said that's how come white people get ahead more, because they are willing to give each other, you know, handouts. They are willing to, you know, uplift their people by giving them bread and giving them game and putting them in positions and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when it comes to 4,800 for your cousin for a business that he wants to do, now that's too much to give. Like, why would I give my cousin? It's so contradictory and ridiculous. I just, like, literally, we're talking about giving your own bread so that they can advance. Not so they could go and fuck it off at Saks Fifth, but so they can advance. Bread that's not significant to you. And you need to see all this But the next day, it's like, yeah, man, you know, the white people who be getting the bread, man, if you yeah, they will just throw you. They will just throw you money. They'll get you lunch. They'll you know, and they really uplift their own Cats want to talk all this shit about, you know, when the whole Kanye and all that shit was going on and the Kyrie shit, motherfuckers want to talk about the Jewish people and oh man, they own a whole sneaker engine, all that shit. Niggas love to perpetuate these narratives as far as how other people stick together and then we don't stick together, but they can't even realize that mentally within them, they don't even have it within themselves to give to not only another black man, but your own flesh and fucking blood. Your own flesh and blood. And that's why I be saying, I don't know if I said it on the channel ever, we are cooked. We are fucking cooked. As far as black people, we are fucking cooked. Because in one setting, you know, when some old, you know, police brutality shit happens and we start talking this black shit, we can all agree, like, yeah, these other races have it on smash. They stick together. We need to do something like that. Then when niggas get around, oh man, you know, nobody want to support my shit. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, niggas never stick together. Niggas never do nothing for nobody. Da-da-da-da-da. But then when it come to 48, this shit that we talking about, I wouldn't give my cousin shit. I wouldn't give my cousin shit. I wouldn't give my cousin shit. He ain't got no reason. Hey, man, keep your money. Da-da-da-da-da. This is an even funnier narrative with some of the same people. Some of y'all same motherfuckers. We'll talk about, man, we need more black millionaires and billionaires. Man, imagine if LeBron and them started a league together, but niggas won't do that shit because niggas can't stick together for nothing. You won't give your cousin 5 racks if you was a billionaire. You wouldn't give your cousin 5 racks for a business if you was a billionaire. Of course, so I could keep going on this all day. But listen, man, if you made it this far, and I don't care if you black or white or anything at this point, if you made it this far, if you, like, this is what it is. If you are especially a man, if you're a male individual, if you're a female, you might be able to work some things out. It works a little bit different for you. But if you are a man, you have to really look at this shit. And we already knew. Nobody is coming to save us. Nobody is coming to save you. That's just what it is. Like, you got to get, if you fall on hard times, the mindset of these motherfuckers is not to lift the other nigga up. I'm not even going to say it's to kick another nigga down. It's just to look at the nigga and then say, ew, broke, and walk away while his fucking fingers is hanging off the ledge of a cliff. That's the inclination of people, just in general. I don't know what it is about capitalism, but, you know, when it comes to this shit, if you are down bad, you really just got to get it yourself. You just got to really provide value, and you really got to make sure that you save your money, invest your money right, and all of that shit. Because when it comes down to it, like, you know, if you not a motherfucking dying puppy, if you can't really make a GoFundMe crack or nothing like that, like, listen, man, there's a lot of people that's dying that got GoFundMes and shit, and they not getting the money that they need to get. They not. Meanwhile, you'll see some dude with a DUI to put up a funny ass GoFundMe, and he only need a rack. He get $32,000 off of a meme GoFundMe. Niggas will really put their money down on that. That's the type of society that we live in. So you as an individual, whether you're white and whatever the fuck you are, get your money, save your money, invest your money, learn more about money, and just understand that, like, when you in a bind, you can reach out to the people. If you got some people who good to you that will have your back, be extremely thankful for that. If you got a support system, be extremely thankful for that. You might even want to show appreciation from time to time for the people who you know will hold you down, or people who have actually held you down. Because when it comes to the majority of these motherfuckers, even some of your fucking family, they are not going to motherfucking give you shit. They are not going to give you shit. If you are hanging on to a cliff, they will not give you a fucking helping hand, even though they have all the strength to pull you back up and not be exhausted, not pull a muscle. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about your life. So, with all of that being said, you get the overall point. Let me know your thoughts. I'm out.